Alrighty, guys, what is up? Welcome back to Astro Colony with Lone Debater 7. And today we're gonna first show off what we did in between episodes, and then we're gonna set up we're gonna set up titanium production on our planetoid we added in the last episode. If you're new to the series and want to check out what we did last time, there should be a card in the upper right hand corner of the screen, either now or within the next like 30 seconds or so. But let's dive on in. So what we did last time was get computers automated. Those are going. We've got 131 computers in a box. Fun times. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get titanium production all figured out. I did set up the split for computers because you do need to merge computers with frames in order to make, what are they? The electronic panels, these guys. So I can't actually build those in the manufacturer or the advanced constructor. So my guess is we have to get the advanced manufacturer in order to build those, which is just behind some tech which we can unlock. But anyway, this splitter now will push half of our computers over here, half into the front, half our motherboards over here, half into the front. There you go. So this is where our computers will be stored. We'll get some in there eventually. Not a big deal. This storage box is going to hold all of the products from that planetoid, and we're going to do most of the production for the titanium over on that planetoid as opposed to over here, just to kind of, distribute the base a little bit. I went ahead and built this little walkway and utilized belts just to kind of compare. I think these are going to end up being faster than a basic transport pipe, and we burned through a lot of plates, don't get me wrong. I think I spent probably 4,000 or 5,000 iron plate to build all these belts, all the floors, and all that good stuff. Here's the box on the titanium planetoid that we have. I have all the belts figured out. That way we can connect stuff relatively easily. All 4 of these on the dock are outs, so everything is being sent out. There's 4 lines from this planetoid over to that box right there. Is basically how this is going to work. There's just a mediary storage, so I can put in, up to 8 products that are then distributed if I want, but we shouldn't need that many. We're probably going to end up we're using 1 belt right here. Probably going to use this 2nd belt, maybe a 3rd belt, and that's it. We don't need a whole lot, honestly. So let's take a look at this. I've got some basic stuff set up. I put an oxygen barrier out here just because we're going to be here for a little bit. I made some oxygen by throwing some ice that I mined off of this planetoid and throwing it in here. So we've got 90 tanks. That should last us long enough to build this. So in order to make this work, we need to get titanium mined. So that's utilizing the mining robots in the mine. Easy enough. We've done that before. I can set that up pretty quickly. The other thing we need iron bars in order to make iron plate, in order to make wire to make metal frame, utilizing some of the rods. So basically, these smelters are going to be making our iron and our titanium. Easy enough to understand. The way we're going to get the iron is utilizing asteroid catchers, so there will also be copper ore and gold ore potentially coming in. So those will just be smelted into bars and pass through the system. And then what we're going to do, the outputs are going to go like this. And basically, I want to push all of the iron off for sure. All the iron is going off. And then on the titanium, I want to split it 50-50. And the reason why I'm doing that is I do want some just plain titanium rods. So I think what we'll do is we'll run these both like that. And maybe like this. I'm trying to decide if I want to go out this direction or if it makes more sense to go back. I guess we could go back. The only thing is, if we do a quick scan, there's a lot of ore right here. Well, there's titanium underneath us, kind of. It's mostly over there. So I guess branching out in that direction is fine. The robots can fly, so that's fine. But they also kind of need a, like, the closer or more direct of a path they can take to a resource node, the better. But like the less time it takes for them to gather it, and they cannot go through 4, or they don't always go through 4. Sometimes they flip through for whatever reason. I don't know what controls that, so don't ask me. But let's go ahead and try to set some power. Still trying to decide where I want to do that, but I guess here is as good as any a place. And we can just start dedicating the space. Why not? So utilize all of this. We're going to need all of this. Most likely we'll probably need a little bit more. So I'm going to leave the end uncapped just so we can stick more in. So this is 61 power. We can connect these up just for funds. Then we don't have to worry about 68 power. Perfect. Okay. So that's not a whole lot. These still need to be plugged in. So let's go ahead and just tie that off over here. Put it next to the barrier. Perfect. Okay. That's all powered. So we've got 48 power to work with. Let's go ahead and get the asteroid catcher set up. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to utilize the 2-belt method. So basically all the ore will go on one belt, and then the ice and the carbon will go on another belt. The ice will ultimately get pushed into this breaker to supply this oxygen barrier. The carbon is going to go into this constructor, advanced constructor, to make us some carbon fiber. We won't get a whole lot of carbon or ice, so I think this will be sufficient for the overflow that's produced from dual material asteroid. The carbon fiber is then exported onto this belt. Ice is pushed into there, so the carbon fiber flows in. If there's excess resource, it just flows into the box and into that resource buffer. It's totally fine if we get some random stuff in there. I'm not worried about it. Okay, moving on. All the ore just needs to hit this belt, so the iron's going to be split into these 3. So let's see how we set up these auto asteroid catchers. I need to figure out a good way to do this. So putting them here would kind of be cool. The only issue is the bus belts are kind of in the wrong spot. If I flip it the other direction, they're still not quite, like maybe it's better to do it this way and then like do them in a line, and we can have one side and one side, I guess. Yeah, let's maybe try that. So we'll do that, that. I don't know how many of these we're going to need ultimately. Let's start with 4, I guess. Iron, iron, that's fine, I guess. Iron, iron. Okay. Start with 4 of those. We'll see, like, we just need a little bit of iron plate, because you do get quite a bit of iron plate off of, what do you call it? I forget what I'm trying to say. You get a fair amount of iron plate off of each iron ingot. That's what I'm trying to say. So we maybe don't need a whole lot of iron, but we need enough to run the smelters. So we'll start with 4, see how that works for us. Then basically, this is what I mean by the dual belt. So you put filters on one side, blockers on the other. Ice and carbon ore are the 2 you select. That way if you get dual asteroids, the carbon and ice remain on one belt, and all the ore that you're trying to actually harvest goes onto the other. So this is the carbon and the ice belt. Perfect. Right in there. That's taken care of. Now we can get the iron connected in. So this should primarily be iron. As you can see, there's a little bit of copper ore in there already, but that's fine. If we get some copper ingot, it doesn't hurt us. Now, that's iron taken care of for the most part. We could stack this a second wide, potentially, but I don't think we need to. I think doing this is going to be sufficient. So let's try that for now. Okay. So we've got iron ingots come in. We're going to need titanium eventually. And ultimately, it might make more sense to let's both down like this. Because, yeah. Let's see. So I need to process the iron into plate, which is done in an advanced constructor. So let's just delete some of these belts real quick. Make it easier to visualize. Okay, these are the pull-off points. Perfect. Advanced constructor. Where do I want this to output? It needs to output into a manufacturer. So really putting it down this end is probably the best. And we can do something like that. Yeah. And then what we do is run this like that. Take a splitter. Set that. Okay. So that's iron dealt with. Minus, plugging it in. That's easy enough. Okay, cool. There's that. We need to handle the output. So these are making iron plates. We're not going to do copper. We're not going to do gold. We're not going to do screws. Now we are going to make metal frames, but I think we're going to do that in different constructors. So actually, the split for rods can happen further down. And I think we want to make this one tile wider, at least out to here. Do something like that. Give us some room to work with. So I ultimately need these to come out this way and make us some stuff in the manufacturers. And yeah, having it output that way is preferable for that one. We're going to use 2. I don't know if we actually need 2, but that's what we're going to roll with. Initially, I mean, I could do the math like we did in the last build and try to calculate it, but you know what? I am not too worried about it. I don't think we need a whole lot of wire capability. That's fine. We need a splitter in order to feed these machines. No front face, perfect. So now we're getting wire. I now need conveyor belts to link up the outputs. I think we do something like that. Awesome. Now we got wire, which, in all honesty, let's look at the tech tree real quick. So we're going to get electronics. That's what we're trying to build. I'm going to get signal cable at the same time because we can make this over here too, probably. Get arithmetic just so we can use everything. We need sawing for stone plate in order to get advanced manufacturing. So we'll get forestry and advanced manufacturing. I'm also going to grab stone. Okay. Bunch of tech right there. Pause it. Go rewind and pause the video, I guess. Sorry. Let's see. So none of the new stuff's built in there, so it must be can't upgrade. We need titanium rods and the stone plates. So that's why we needed this guy, the circular saw, is in order to make the advanced manufacturing. We need some stone plate. So that's fine. We need to get titanium up and running. Let's go ahead and get titanium up and running next, because we need a few rods, just a few, not a whole bunch, but enough in order to get this thing rolling. Okay, so where do we want to set up the mines? Let's go ahead and do that. I think we're going to go for 8 mines getting titanium initially, so we're ultimately going to be outputting to right there. So what if we go this direction? 1, 2, And then we leave that as a space, I guess? Sure. I didn't do that there. Dang it. Come on. You gotta do this right. Not always the easiest to see. Um, that's okay. That's just me. That's a me problem, not a you problem. We're going to build 8 of these. That should be more than enough titanium. I mean, I don't know how much we actually need to harvest in order to make this work, but it's fine. And I think we'll be okay to just put it in with the iron ore. I mean, yeah, we'll find out, I guess. Do that. And that. Perfect. Okay. Now we need to expand power. Not too much, but just a little bit. So let's actually do this as opposed to expanding it in this line. Let's put another little bit of power right here. Maybe go like the length of the mines. That's going to be way more than what we need, but better to have excess, I suppose. Because then we won't have to worry about it. So we'll do something like that. How are we looking now? 100%, and we got like 20 headroom. Perfect. Okay, we need to build the robots. So, robot assembler. Power can be there, doesn't matter direction. Recipes need miners, and we need to go get iron rods and hydrogen. Put those away. Alright, so we need 96 of these. It's less than 80. It's 16 less. So what is that? 74, 64. 16. Okay. Boom, boom. Connect to power, good stuff. And build me my miners. There we go. Okay. He's making them. Takes 22 seconds for each one. That's fine. I'm not worried about it. We do, however, need to set these guys to mine titanium, titanium, titanium. So all we are getting with these is titanium ore. That's it. Because there is, if we look at the planetoids, we are on Merlu Obuob, and it has 67,000 titanium. If we need more copper or carbon, if we need to make like carbon fiber, which I think we do for one of the later tier recipes, we're going to need another carbon fiber processing facility. We can mine carbon over here as well. So we'll probably build that center in a future episode. It might be next time, actually, because we're kind of flying through the tech tree. I can show you what I'm talking about. I believe it is graphene. Yeah, graphene takes carbon fiber and aluminum plate in order to build. So what we could do is make graphene over here as well, and then send it back through this over to this island, and then utilize some of the aluminum coming from this island to create our graphene before sending that on into our primary planetoid storage box. That's maybe the plan. We'll leave this for now and let that churn. We'll eventually get titanium through here, and then we can do how we're handling that. Might make sense. Like the off point is likely going to be right here. Likely going to be like this. So let's just go ahead and preempt it a little bit. And once this is full, I mean, the titanium will just get pushed on, which is fine. We need titanium to build stuff. In the interim, I think what we should try to do, let's see. Do we need to place anything else? We don't really need to place anything until we can upgrade upgrade these and see. I'm assuming it's advanced manufacturer, but I don't actually know that, so we'll have to wait until we get titanium and the circular saw. So we need stone. That is something we need. Let's go take a look at the circular saw and see what that is about. So we'll come over here, because I've got 16 stone, and we've got some dirt. I don't know if that's going to be useful, but it might. Let's go ahead and go to device, circular saw. We need 4 titanium rods. Yay. Come on, robots, do your stuff. Give me some titanium. We're just going to mine some by hand real quick. We probably need 8 in order to make this work. Okay. And we're going to do it over in this smelter, because this smelter isn't going to put it anywhere except for in the box, which is where we need it. Move those plates. Yeah, first one going in. Look at this. Ooh, feels good. Feels good. It's not automated yet, so it doesn't. I don't believe we need to automate the circular saw, or I'm not going to try to do that right off the bat. Can I stick it in right here? Oh, not quite. Well, no, it won't let me. Fine. Could put it like right there, sure. Okay, what does this do? So, recipes for this bad mama. Can take wood, logs, turn it into planks, okay. 20 dirt for 1 quartz, okay. And it can take stone blocks and turn them into 4 stone plates. Let's get our stone plates, I guess. And let's go ahead and get the quartz too, because we're going to want some quartz for our transport pipes, which I'm going to go ahead and start smelting some more quartz. But we really just need these stone plates. Put those in there. Should get at least 1 more set. Or, well, we've got plenty of... Or, we don't have plenty of stone, but we've got some stone. There's that. We can put the logs in there, too. Why not? Do it all, my good sir. We'll let that churn for a little bit. We've got enough. We should be able to upgrade these manufacturers over here. It probably makes sense to try to upgrade all the manufacturers at some point, but boom. We got 1 advanced manufacturer. So let's look at this thing. So, it will make our electronic panels utilizing frame and computers. What are the frames built in? Are they constructors? They are constructors. So we need wire and frames going into constructors. Okay. Well, and then these are going to build the finished product, so I really don't need an upgraded one here. Huh, okay. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna do this instead. So... just for iron, titanium rod. So, titanium rod needs to go in here with wires. So we are going to feed titanium rod into the constructors. Okay, easy enough, easy enough. Now, with that being said, that's not the way to do this. JK, that's not the way to do this. Um, we want to split the constructors because, yeah, we want to split the constructors. We want a bunch of constructors for this. So I think how I'm going to do this instead, break this down a little bit. Okay. Do something like that. And we want primary feed, primary output. One, two, 4. So let's extend that a little bit. So we have 4 of them. We'll start with this. I mean, it might make more sense to go bigger, but I do not know yet. That goes. I'm sure we're gonna have to add more power. I think advanced constructors. No, that's not. We have 6 left, headroom wise. So these are just going to be building metal frame. That's all they're gonna be making. Turn everything else off. It doesn't actually matter if they're on or off, but I'm just turning them off because it makes it easier for me to see what's going on, if that makes sense. Like if I fly over here, I can see, oh, it's just this one recipe. Cool. And I don't have to worry about it. So I think what we will do is we will bring our metal frame and just pipe it straight in like that. Now, our titanium rod and our cables need to flow through here. So let's just bring this down. Ultimately, it's going to sit like that. I don't think I have to do rods and cables separate for this to work. We'll find out, I suppose. If I do something like this, it's just going to get atrociously flooded with cable, is what's going to happen. Whoa, look at all these plates in there. Okay, we way overestimated this. We're going to break this half. We're just going to use 1 and 1. I should have built the splitters first, so they could at least feed in, but that's okay. So we've got those two, these two. Okay. Let's try that. I mean, this recipe's pretty slow. It only takes 4 wire for every 2 rods to make this work, so honestly, even this is likely way, way overkill. We could extend it bigger, I guess. Throw down another 2. There is like a tree kind of in there. I think that's right. We're gonna break this tree. You just hit it with your pickaxe if you were wondering about the trees. So, okay. But we will build or extend our system a little further. Just those. Just the recipes. Cool. We need to expand power probably. Actually, we're sitting okay. Cool. Are all these robots done? Looks like. I think I'm going to leave this built for the time being, just because we're likely going to add more miners on this planetoid, so we'll just do that. I did miss a wire there, apparently. Cool. Alright. Not a biggie. I think we're looking pretty good, though. We've got more than enough iron plate, assuming I turn it into the manufacturer. Lol. But yeah, we've got plenty of wire chilling in there anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I kind of want to look into this signal type stuff, but I don't know exactly how all of this works, so we'll probably cover this stuff in a future episode. Um, anyway, guys, no worries. But there we go. We've got metal frames rolling now. We need to connect this one into the power system, and that will probably push us over the edge on power. So we'll just extend this right on out. Perfect. Okay. We're sitting pretty good now. So we've got titanium rods being built. We've got metal frames being built, all of which is going into this box. We can just throw some of this random garbage in here. And it will go across these belts. As you can see, there's some frames and rods going into this guy right here, being built up. Perfect. We also have some carbon fiber, and we've got some copper bar. So cool. We've got that is basically that planetoid linked in to our network more. I mean, we could do more, obviously, and expand it further if we really wanted to. I'm not too worried about it at this point. Let's grab this stuff. Let's put this quartz. Make us some glass. Store these. Perfect. And we'll probably break this saw. We don't really need it built all the time. You know what I'm saying? We'll wait until we get more stone that we need to process and just slam it back down. That's kind of what my thoughts are. But anyway, I mean, we did pretty good as far as getting some progression done. We moved through the tech tree quite a bit, so we got quite a bit of technology unlocked. We could go ahead and get uranium mining and nuclear. We don't have anywhere to go get. Well, there is some uranium on some of the planetoids, not the ones we have, but close-ish by. It's just not a lot, so what we could try to do is get to radar, possibly, which is right here, space mapping, the radars, and utilize this to scan for anomalies and things and try to get some of the achievements. So let's actually get that. Not too expensive, sure. Let's go. Got radar, and we just need some metal frame, actually, in order to place one of these down. Granted, I don't know how much power a radar would take. Ooh, decent sized footprint. Let's go ahead and extend the power out right here while we wait for some more aluminum plate, or metal frame, not aluminum plate, to be built. And then what we will do is we'll extend the floor on top to make room for our radar, and I think we'll put the radar by could put it by these. We could put it up here, I suppose. Radar and the autopilot. Nah, we'll put it down by the engines. Why not? So I kind of want to keep this pattern. We don't have to go that far. We'll go like this far. This far. Yay. Come across. One more, actually. all of that is glass. Perfect. Do we have stuff for the radar now? We do. Let's look at this thing. Giganto. Oh, it has an input? What do you input into it? Oh, wow. Okay. That's cool. So you need engineers to run radars. Interesting. You also have to supply it golden wire and titanium rods. Okay. That's pretty sweet. So I guess we are going to have to extend our astronaut stuff in order to include some engineers, because we do not actually have any of that type of astronaut yet. So cool. We will definitely bring some on board, and I think we'll look at the radar and getting that all set up next time, just because the episode's getting a little long. So we got titanium set up. We're getting some, frames, rods, all that good stuff stockpiled. We're going to need these rods, it looks like, to run our radar. So ultimately, we need to pass some of those rods over into this bit, probably. If we can get them into this box, I can pull out titanium rod right there and pass it into a radar that we maybe stick up here somewhere. Let's look at that. How does it fit? Yeah, we could put a radar like this. One over. Like that. Why not? Sure. We'll do that. Let's go ahead and before we finish the episode, we're just going to go ahead and set up the item input for the radar and get the titanium rods into this box. And then we'll call it good. It's not that hard. We are basically bringing stuff from there to there. Or really from there to there. So let's do that real quick. So I am going to take filter, put it on this export, set this for titanium rod. Okay. Basically, the way this is going to work is half of the rod is going to be used for production off on this side of the platform. The other half is going to be moved utilizing transport tubes, transport pipes. Yeah, that is the issue with not actually having a secondary location, because it is just going to stick all of them in there. That's fine, I guess. Now, let's see. We could bridge to this one. The bridge to this one is a little closer. Actually, it's the perfect height as well. The same height. Okay, just do that. Boom. And that will get our titanium rods. Ooh, not good. That's not what we want. Well, is it? Yeah, I think that's fine, actually. Just make sure these divert down. Yeah, these are just computers coming through. That's fine. No, it's not fine. Okay, fine. Trying to get fancy with it and save material is not going to work. If we put them like this, however, I think it will flow the correct direction. Yeah. There we go. Okay, fine. We got it figured out, guys. So titanium rods will come out here, go there, and then come across this way over to here to fill up this bad boy. Now we also need some golden wire, which we could make right here as well, pretty easily. So we need a constructor, advanced constructor. Output like that. Yeah, that's probably fine, actually. Then we just need a manufacturer. Output should honestly be like that. We need this a little longer. Okay. So what we are going to do... Well, actually... output should be the other way around. Just replace it. So we're trying to push it right there. So we put the output this direction. Can bring it in one closer. Sorry, guys. I know. I'm trying to do it fast. That's why I'm kind of making mistakes. Delete that. Yeah, bring power over like this. Where do we want to tie this in? We should really do it back here, I guess. So it's out of the way. Okay, it's all powered. Does the radar actually need power? It does not. Okay. Now, need another filter. This one's just going to take gold. Boom. Literally all that needed to happen was that. And this is just going to be making gold wires. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Go over like that, and that. This guy is going to go this, and we are going to use a conveyor joint to put it into a transport pipe. My least favorite part about this is if you have the front face of your pipe like floating or whatever, it has a hard time snapping to it. It's alright, it's just it's frustrating sometimes. So we'll bring it in down like this. Need to give those guys a little bit of space. I won't be able to utilize that forward. Okay, fine, it's fine. Do something like that, I guess. I know. I'm sorry. OCD is evil. Okay, so now we should get some sort of gold wire. Oh, these were turned appropriately. Now we should get gold wire flowing through this, over to here, and then we'll have titanium rod and golden wire inside of that guy. Yeah, I think that's good enough. We'll call it here for today, guys. If you enjoyed the episode and made it all the way to the end, I really appreciate your viewership and want to thank you. We were able to get our titanium production all set up over here. So we're now automatically producing titanium rods and our metal frames and piping them all the way back over to our main station. Next time, we're probably going to take a look at setting up a graphene production system is maybe what we'll do, and then we'll probably look at finding some uranium and doing nuclear power after that. But guys, if you enjoyed the episode, be sure to like and drop a comment down below letting me know, and also subscribe if you're new to the channel. That way you get notified when the new episodes come out. I also have other content that I post periodically. Be sure to check it all out. Anyway guys, this has been Lone Debater 7, and until next time, we will see ya!